Modern life. Between careers, kids, and health, it can be mayhem. That's why we're here. I'm Dr. Lisa Varghese-Kroll.
And I'm Dr. Lonray Falusi. We're physicians, moms, and longtime friends who break it all down for you. Wondering how to juggle all the balls and still stay sane? Looking for advice but don't want to be overwhelmed?
Curious about how to make the most out of life for your family but enjoy it at the same time? You're in the right place. Welcome to Health and Home with the Hippocratic hosts.
In our Season 6 premiere, we're asking the burning questions about popular weight loss drugs. What is Ozempic face? And what other side effects should you know about before jumping into the weight loss drug craze? Keep listening for all of that, plus a bonus question. Hey, Lon.
Hey, Lise. And welcome back, dear listeners.
Yes, we're back, friends, and we're thrilled to share our 6th season with you.
Season 6. Wow.
Woohoo!
We have lasted more seasons than one of my favorite shows, Succession.
Wow, that's quite a stat. Even more seasons than Broadchurch, okay? Or, a show that more people actually watched, Breaking Bad.
And you know what? All that we're breaking is medical misinformation. Crickets. Crickets. Sorry, that was terrible, but I had to do it.
I'll allow it, counsel. Okay, this once. So, to our listeners, we are excited to say that we're doing something new and different this season. Over the last few years, our goal has been to bring you credible information on health, parenting, current events, and simple ways to make your life a little easier.
And we hope that each episode has been a helpful overview of a particular topic, like making groceries more affordable or the importance of sleep and how to get more of it. And we have tons of information in our show notes on our website at hippocratichost.com as resources on those topics. So, those aren't going anywhere.
Right. And what you'll notice this season is that each episode, rather than a broad overview of a particular topic, will start with a question.
We all have questions that come up as we read or listen to current issues or chat with friends and family. So what we'll do is we'll take one specific question with each episode and share a short but detailed answer based on facts. And of course, a dose of our perspective as doctors and parents.
And we'll invite experts to join us on some episodes as well.
So listen up for questions this season like, can having friendships make you live longer? Can you outrun a bad diet? And when does food become medicine? And so much more.
You've got questions, we've got answers.
All right, and here is today's question. What is Ozempic face? And are there other side effects to be aware of before considering one of those newer weight loss drugs?
So by now, you've likely heard about someone, a colleague, friend, family member, or celebrity, taking an injectable weight loss drug like Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, or Zepbound, or a pill like Rybelsus. These drugs are each a little different, but basically they help your body make more insulin, which lowers your blood sugar.
Right, so that's why this class of drugs called glucagon-like peptide 1 or GLP-1 agonists were initially developed as a treatment for diabetes. So here's what happens. When we eat, our digestive system breaks down food into simple sugars that enter our bloodstream. Our GI tract normally releases the GLP-1 hormone in response to eating, which triggers the pancreas to release insulin. Insulin acts as a key to move those simple sugars or glucose out of the bloodstream and into our cells throughout our body, where the sugar can be used for energy. So these medications mimic our natural GLP-1 hormone and trigger insulin release, while suppressing the release of another hormone called glucagon, which increases blood glucose. So in people with diabetes, the body either doesn't make enough insulin, is resistant to the effects of insulin, or both. So we can see why these medications were initially intended for diabetes treatment, but they also act in the brain to reduce hunger and in the stomach to delay emptying of the stomach. which results in a really important and often desirable effect of making you feel fuller for longer, which can decrease your appetite.
And of course, having a smaller appetite means you don't need to eat as much to feel satisfied, which leads to weight loss. So, over the past several years, we've seen these drugs get prescribed as therapies for obesity, even though not all of them are FDA approved for that specific reason.
Yeah, so back to our question. So, first, quote unquote, Ozempic face is not technically a medical term, and it can happen with any of these GLP-1 agonists, not only Ozempic. What you may notice when someone starts taking these drugs is that their face starts to look hollowed or saggy, especially around their jaw or neck. Or there may be more wrinkles in their face, and their eyes may look sunken.
And that is due to the rapid weight loss. When your body starts using up fat, those fatty acid molecules are broken down in the heart, lungs, and muscles, which use the energy stored in those chemical bonds. What's left over is water and carbon dioxide, which your body gets rid of through urinating, sweating, and exhaling. And when you lose body weight, you're also losing the fat that fills out the area under the skin, leading to looser skin. This can happen with any significant weight loss, but it's more noticeable when someone loses weight rapidly, which typically happens with these medications. There are ways to reduce the risk of this skin sagging, such as drinking plenty of water and eating enough protein, working with your doctor to make sure that your dose is appropriate and not too high, avoiding tobacco use, getting enough sleep, and exercising to tone the muscles under the skin.
So, over time, the term Ozempic face is actually starting to fall out of favor because it can contribute to the stigma of obesity or even the stigma around therapy for obesity. But it is important for us to note that these skin changes can be a side effect of these medications.
And there are other side effects, which may include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, and more serious ones like bowel obstructions or pancreatitis. And also, typically, you need to stay on the medications long term to keep the weight off.
So, this takes us to our bonus question. Can you take Ozempic or a similar drug for just a short time? So, Lise, I feel like summer just ended, but the holidays will be on us in no time. So, if I know that I tend to overeat over the holidays, I'm speaking rhetorically, of course. Of course, right? I mean, I don't actually do that ever. Can I take one of these meds for just a month or two, to keep down my appetite and avoid overeating and maybe even lose a few pounds? Or can someone take one of these meds to lose weight leading up to an event like their wedding and then just stop taking the medications after the event?
Well, we live in this world too, so we can totally see how that's tempting. And investors know this. Nearly $1 billion of venture capital funding has been poured into this growing market of weight loss drugs.
Wow. That's
Crazy.
billion with a B.
Right, exactly. But generally speaking, these meds were developed for long-term treatment of diabetes or obesity, not for temporary weight loss, even though you may see them marketed that way by weight loss programs. Studies have shown that when people stop the medications, they tend to gain the weight back. There is some preliminary data showing that people might be able to keep off the weight they lost with just a few months of one of these drugs if they follow strict adherence to a nutrition and exercise regimen afterward.
So the jury is still out. The science points to the likelihood that most people who start these medications will need to stay on them indefinitely to maintain that healthy blood sugar and weight that they reach with the help of the meds. But the fact that 2/3 of people who start the medications actually stop taking them by 12 months, either due to costs or side effects or other reasons, this makes us wonder if the guidance needs to be more clear for people on how to stop and restart safely, if that is really a thing that people are doing.
Right. And, another important thing to remember is that we don't yet know if there are long-term complications to using these drugs for weight loss or to starting and stopping them abruptly. So, bottom line, talk to your doctor if you're considering starting, stopping, or changing your dose of these and any other medications.
And if you're concerned about any side effects with your facial appearance or otherwise, definitely talk to your doctor. And certainly talk to your doctor about taking these medications in any special circumstances, like if you have other chronic conditions, or if you're wondering if these medications are safe for your teenager, or if you're trying to figure out what dietary changes you need to make if you're on one of these meds. So that's our show for today. Thank you, as always, for listening, and thanks for all your support. So have you tried any of these medications? Tell us, what's been your experience with side effects? And what counseling have you received about the length of treatment? We would love to hear from you. Hit us up on social media. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or any other major social media platform. And subscribe and review us on Apple Podcasts, because reviewing helps other people find this show just like you. And if you'd like to support us with a monthly donation, just go to our website at hippocratichost.com and click on the Become a Friend of the Show button. We'll be forever grateful.
Thanks, everyone, and talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to Health at Home with the Hippocratic hosts. Remember that all views expressed here are our own, not our employers, and all content is for informational purposes only and should not be construed as medical advice, nor the establishment of a doctor-patient relationship. Always consult your own physician or healthcare team for any medical issues.
If you enjoyed this episode, please rate us, subscribe, and tell a friend. And check out our website at www.hippocratichosts.com for show notes on this and all our episodes. Can't wait to chat with you next time.